Hey guys, at last week's Nintendo Direct, I was really hoping for some sort of update on the sequel to Breath of the Wild, but unfortunately, we got nothing, nada, not a zilch. Do we have a Zelda problem? Back at E3 2019, when we saw the first footage of the sequel to Breath of the Wild, it was short, it was quick, but we never thought it would take 2 years for another teaser trailer, which we got this year at E3, which was another very, very short teaser trailer. Both these teasers talked a little bit, or showed off a little bit about the story, the narrative, a little bit of gameplay. I guess we know there's something to do with Link's hand, but that's about it. We have no trailer and just a vague 2022 release date. So when the September Direct came around, in the back of my head I thought maybe there was a 2% chance that we would see something Zelda. And like I said on Twitter, a 2% chance of seeing something Breath of the Wild is better than any other day of the year when we have a 0% chance. But alas, no update for Breath of the Wild 2 was given at all. It wasn't mentioned, shown, talked about it, and we just left us Zelda fans, with our hands in our pockets and just looking up the sky and asking why, oh why. And if we're to believe that this game is a 2022 release, I would think we would get more of a trailer and at least a name soon. And a few options of when we could actually see some new footage or information is A, at the Game Awards, which happened in December, and a side note that Nintendo does have a history of showing off trailers from Breath of the Wild at the Game Awards, so it's a possibility we'll get a trailer or some information at the Game Awards this year. But if we don't get any information then there is also a possibility of some sort of January mini direct, which Nintendo has done from time to time. But if nothing happens then there's a possibility of some sort of big March direct, or we might have to wait all the way to E3 2022 for any more information. And now let's talk about the possible release date for this game. If the game is a holiday or end of 2022 game, then sure, E3 2022, we could do a big showcase for the game and get people very hyped up in that short period of time. But considering this is going to be one of the biggest games of the year and maybe one of the big selling games in Nintendo's history, I personally would think they would want to do a bigger marketing campaign and do more than just a few months of, TV spots and getting people hyped. So it is really possible that Nintendo might show this game off at the Game Awards this year. But is it too big for the Game Awards? I mean, would Nintendo want to give such a big announcement to the Game Awards and not want to hold it for themselves and maybe show it off at maybe its own, maybe Breath of the Wild 2 Direct in January, or just, or maybe in March? We just don't know. A third possibility that I've been thinking about is, Nintendo could just drop this on Twitter at any time. Can you just imagine you wake up one morning and there's like a 4-minute trailer for the sequel to Breath of the Wild that shows off real gameplay, shows off a little bit of the story, and most importantly, tells the title. I've never in my whole life cared about a title of a video game as much as I care about the title for this game. I remember when Zelda Breath of the Wild was just Zelda Wii U or Zelda DX, and I thought that was like whatever the title is, I'll be happy with. But now for the sequel to Breath of the Wild, I just need to know, is it going to be Breath of the Wild 2? Is it going to be Champion of Time? I just need a title. That little piece of information matters so much to me. One last thing that I do want to bring up in this video is the dark truth that 2022 is just what they're aiming for. Is it possible this game slips to 2023? Oh my god, I think the latest in 2023 this game could possibly release is March. I just have that gut feeling they're really aiming for next year, an already packed out year. And it would be really disappointing if it's 2023, because that is so far from now. At least holiday 2022 is only like 14-15 months from now. But if it slips to 2023, oh man, that could be like the whole 2 years from now, and that just sucks. I mean, 2022 is already so packed with Splatoon 2, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Bayonetta 3, and now Breath of the Wild Part 2, so it's a packed year, and I think that if Breath of the Wild 2 comes out in 2020, it'll definitely be the diamond of the year, it'll be the jewel of the year, it'll be the biggest game of the year, and all I could hope is that it is that And all I could hope is that it does stick with the 2022 release date. I mean, it's fun to think about that we might get more information on this game in just 2 months at the Game Awards, but, you know, like I said in this video, we might not get information for like 6 months. They did make us wait a whole 2 years between E3 19 and E3 21 to get any new information, so Nintendo might do that again. At least we're not in Bayonetta 3 territory where they made us wait from 2017 to 2021 for any information. That is just craziness. At least we know we'll get some information kinda soon. But when do you think we'll get new information for Breath of the Wild Part 2, and when do you think it'll be released? Let me know right down in the comments section. I'll be sure to get back to you. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, so next time I go live with content, you get it right away. I also have a Patreon, and for $1 a month, you really support the channel, and you get your name at the end of every single video, just like Aaron right here. Guys, thanks again for watching. I'm Turbo Jesse. I'll see you on the flip side.